Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dr. Cammy and Karen Go Keto, where we are going to transition from I guess, standard American diet to a ketogenic lifestyle / carnivore lifestyle, which is a subset of keto. And we are going to be talking today about Low Carb USA and their upcoming conference in San Diego in August of 2024. It'll be August 15th through August 18th. Last year, Cammy and I went in August of 2023. They have it there every year in August. So we'll give you some details on it, tell you a little about what we learned and what happened. I know you guys have probably heard about us talking before, but hey, it's a fun conference to go to. San Diego is a beautiful place, and we'll just give you a little rundown right now.
Yeah, we will. Okay, hi everybody. So it's called the Symposium for Metabolic Health, and it's put on by Low Carb USA and I think another group of people that are putting it on. They changed the name a couple of years ago to Symposium for Metabolic Health, and it's a wonderful conference for you to learn all about metabolic health, how important it is for us to have a lot of information there about diet and what goes into your diet and how that affects your body and mind. And this year, the focus is going to be on the first day on mental health. Last year, it was on cancer. And I think in Boca, it was on diabetes, right?
It was diabetes type 1.
Yeah. So it's been, so the first day of this year in San Diego in August is going to be all about mental health. And it's going to be so exciting and so interesting. And we're learning more and more about how our brain is connected to our gut and connected to our diet, and all about Alzheimer's disease and all about dementia and all about other mental illnesses like depression and bipolar and schizophrenia and all those things. I was just listening to a wonderful YouTube video that Karen recommended to me that Georgia Ede did. And this is her new book that just came out, Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind, Georgia Ede. And she was saying that 1 out of every 6 Americans are on some type of medication for psychiatric issues. So a lot of us have this. This is very important to a lot of us. And I think that the day at the conference is going to be fabulous. So Karen, do you know do you want to tell them some of the people that are going to be there speaking?
Sure. I'm going to just look at the list real quick and run it down for you guys. Gary Taubes, who is one of our favorites and writes great books on low carb and carbs. Robert Cywis, both Gary and Robert were there last year. And Robert Cywis, his last name is Cywes. He's an MD. He's got great videos on YouTube. And I think he's originally from South Africa, but is maybe in Australia now. Dr. Ben, whom we met with Jeff Cotterman last year. This gentleman, Dr. Adrian Soto Mota. Eric Berg, another huge, I think he's carnivore. He's got a big following in YouTube. He's got some great videos. Paul Mason, wonderful. Oh, Dr. Mason, I hope you're Australian, possibly New Zealand, but he's in Low Carb USA Down Under a lot. He's got some fantastic videos online. Dr. Ede, we mentioned earlier. Dr. Anthony Chaffee, he was at the last conference. He's definitely in the carnivore community. He does a lot of steak and butter gang. Matthew Phillips, I don't recognize his name. Brian Lenski, Dr. Brian Lenski, he is out of San Diego, I think moving to Arizona, and he was at the conference last year. Jay Wortman, Dr. Wortman, he also was there last year. A very interesting journey for him in Canada. And Michael Eads, this is different from Georgia Eads, I believe, because Georgia is EDE and Michael Eads is EDES, and he and his wife were both there last year. They have a great weight loss story. He's Protein Power, I think, might have been his book back in the 90s. Anyway, look him up. Demetrius Tsoukalis, doctor, he's a new one to the panel, so that'll be great. Dr. Tony Hampton from Chicago, he was there last year, great speaker. Andrew Kutnick, PhD, so another doctor, but this time not medicine doctor, but PhD doctor. He's new to the panel, and Dr. Roshani Sangani, I don't think she was there last year. Cammy, she's a medical doctor, and Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, who also was there last year. He's PhD doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got some wonderful videos. He's out of University of Florida, or one of the Florida universities, doing medical research on, I think, biochemistry and ketones, and is behind some keto products that you can find on, or carnivore products maybe online. Tentative speakers are listed as Dave Feldman, who's always very fascinating to listen to, and Dr. Stephen Finney, MD. He was there last year. He is a pioneer in this field, and he's got some incredible work. He's with Virta Health, I believe. He's a co-founder of
Mm-hmm.
Virta Health.
Mm-hmm.
So just it's going to be great. And for those of you who think, oh my gosh, this might be like over my head, there might be some times where you feel like it's over your head, but most people don't talk for a really long time, and it's just very interesting. And the group of people there are just fantastic. We met some wonderful, wonderful people. And I've been getting some counseling for my mom from one of the women that we met there, for her many issues. So, and it's very interesting because, as you mentioned, Cammy, there are a lot of drugs that doctors prescribe for the mental illness. And my mom, with her involuntary movements, has been prescribed a number of very strong antipsychotics and opioids and benzodiazepines. Is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
So during the course of the last 2 years, she's been on, well, maybe I shouldn't say, because that's probably a violation of her privacy. But at any rate, at least 11, I think. And now she's not on anything super strong in that category, but those things have really bad side effects. And my mom is 85, almost 86, and I think they hit her a lot harder. But I imagine that people our age and younger, because I know there's a lot of people in their 20s and 30s that are on these drugs. You're talking about what? I mean, what are the main, Zoloft? Is that one of them? What are the main drugs that people? That's not an antipsychotic, though, is it?
Well, no, that's not an antipsychotic. That's a depressant.
Mhm.
But the Seroquel,
Mhm.
Lotrigine, I think. I don't know the
Di
names of all those drugs, but
Diazepam and
those are the benzodiazepines, and then there's
and
all the antidepressants,
and
and then
the
there's all the mood
lorazepam.
stabilizers.
Yeah, so all of those, I would guess that they put a lot of people to sleep, or they just don't feel great when they're under the influence of those drugs, which might even be one of the reasons why a lot of people use, now, in our state, it's recreational marijuana or medical marijuana. And maybe that's a reason why people are using those, because there's just something that needs to be done. And I often recommend this lifestyle to a friend of mine who is a server at one of my favorite breakfast places, and she has a daughter who is a cutter. She does cutting. She's young. She's in like high school or maybe even junior high, and I'm just like, try to get her to cut those carbs,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
and if possible, get some meat into her, get that carnivore, get that fat into her brain, and try to stimulate it. So at any rate, that's what we're up to with the Low Carb USA / what is it, Summit on Metabolic Health?
Symposium
Symposium.
on Metabolic Health.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys do want to go, I don't know if there's go to if you want to go sign up for it, it's Low Carb USA, and
Or
uh,
Symposium on Metabolic Health.
or
Yeah.
Symbols. Yeah, exactly. And if you're interested in signing up for it, let us know that you're signing up for it. We'll look for you. We'll have a dinner with you. There's what's the restaurant that we ate the steak at both times? We ate at the
Oh,
at the
I'm
Brig
not going to
across the
remember.
street,
I'm not
Is
going to
it
remember the name. It was so good. We were eating steak and lobster,
and
remember?
like 2 days and we
Oh,
were
it
only
was
there
so
for 2
delicious.
nights.
We got to know the waitress.
Yeah. So, and it was outdoor eating. It was beautiful, even though it was the day that the storm was coming, right? The hurricane was
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in.
People left early.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
That's rare in San Diego, though.
yeah, it was still beautiful out. It's still a better day than than
Yeah,
a
and there
day
might
like
be a
today.
sale right now on the conference you were saying. So go check it out on the
Yeah, well,
price.
you know what? Actually, guys, don't sign up for it yet. Wait until next week because we're interviewing this week Doug and Pam on separate days, and maybe they'll make an offer or something to you guys too. So I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying if that's out there, I don't want you to sign up today and then go, oh my gosh, they're doing a special.
Yeah, so
So
that's Doug Reynolds and Pam Devine, and those two were the founders of Low Carb USA. About 8 years ago, they started having their conferences. I don't know when they were first established, but we're going to interview Doug, and he's going to tell us about the history of Low Carb USA. It's going to be fabulous. And then I think Pam is going to be talking to us about the emotional management technique that Dr. Sywis has recommended to try to work on some emotional issues around eating. It's going to be
all right.
fabulous.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Hope you got something out of it. If you want to subscribe, comment, like us, whatever, we're here for you. You're there for
Take
us. We
care,
appreciate it.
everybody. Bye, Karen.
Bye.